99.
I didn't understand.
What did you say?
These are my
Grandpa, it's hard to translate it. You're 99. She's saying it's not every day someone turns 99. 99 kayo.
Yes.
That's what she's saying. It's a big deal.
Opo.
I don't think 99.
It's a big deal.
Oh. What's the very first thing that you think of when you hear his name?
So that's a little bit of a difficult question because I don't really there's different things that I think of with different names because he had different names that everyone called him. So
Yeah.
I called him Grandpa, of course. So
Grandpa.
when I hear Grandpa, I think of the man that was always kind, supportive, always tried to instruct me, teach me.
A mentor.
Exactly. Teach me to be kind. And then being Grandpa to not just me and not just to, my sister and your cousins, or to my cousins, but to all of the people my age and younger, that he was a grandparent too. So when I think of Grandpa, he was truly that grandpa figure to everybody. And then, I think of when I hear his name, Florencio, I think of 9-year-old Grandpa who was orphaned, at 9 and raised by his 7 sisters.
Yeah.
And so that kind of evokes, I don't know why, for whatever reason, when I hear his name, I think of a parent saying your name, and it makes me think of just this sad little grandpa at 9 who's just trying to figure out life. And,
what to do.
And yeah, exactly. Just to thrive, to live in the Philippines, as a kid. And then when I hear people call him Daddy or Dadi, so how they would say it. A lot of your older Filipinos, would call him Dadi because he was a dad to them.
The first people that come to mind are Auntie Esther, Godspeed, Auntie Joyce, Auntie Nancy, Godspeed.
All of them. Yeah, and all the Filipinos that I grew up with, they all call him Dadi, because a lot of them, their parents were not here when they immigrated. So Grandpa was here when he immigrated in the 70s, late 70s. He was the father figure to a lot of these local Filipinos. So when I hear that, I think of just the parent that he was to all of these people. And then I think of Mr. Neri, when the people call him Mr. Neri. That evokes...
Mr. Neri. Sounds so formal.
I know, right? But people will call him that.
So formal.
I think of the patriarch, the leader of the family. So when I hear the different names that he was called, it evokes a picture in my head, a different picture every time. So it's kind of a big answer for that question.
That's good. No, that's good. That's really cool.
They say a long life is measured in years, but some lives are measured in something more. Strength, sacrifice, legacy. My great-grandfather lived for 103 years. A centurion, if you will. My mom referred to him as that. But numbers don't really explain a life like his. He wasn't just someone who lived a long time. He was someone who endured.
Yeah. What stories did he tell about growing up in Tarlac?
So lots of stories. When we would just sit and talk, he would always reflect back when he was a kid. So as a little one, he would always say how his best friend was a water buffalo, or a carabao in the Philippines, you'd call it.
Right.
So he would play he said, my best friends were the carabaos, the water buffaloes.
Yeah.
And he would ride them all over, his yard, his area where he lived. And then he would talk a lot about riding on banana leaves for school and using sticks that he made into pencils. or riding implements, so that story was pretty, always rang it hit me. It hit me pretty hard because we have so many things that we take for granted, notebooks, pencils, and he was writing on banana leaves, but of course, and when we would talk, he would always start his conversations with, "Oh my God, we were so poor," and like we were so poor, and but he would have pretty amazing stories, and like because where he grew up, like all around surrounding him were sugarcane groves, and so he said he would, anytime he wanted sugar, he would just go out and grab a sugar cane. He would just chew on it, and then after he was done eating all the sugar off the cane, then he would the stalk that was left, it would be you would have like little frayed pieces at the end, and that's what he would use to brush his teeth. And so he was very utilitarian lifestyle. He would just have to use what you had. Of course, I mean you're
Just wait until you're
in the
just because just imagine how he would have reacted now to electric toothbrushes.
Oh, I mean, it's his reaction to looking that he saw these contemporary, these modern tools. I mean, imagine. I mean, he has seen 100 years of modernizations, and seeing him play with an iPad for the first time was incredible. So
Yeah.
But he talked a lot about just being so poor and all the things he would use that he would just find to play with, to use, eating. He always talked a lot about how the ampalaya vegetable, it's like a gourd, saved his life when he was young, because when he got dysentery and when they got sick and had just this chronic diarrhea, the ampalaya leaves were what sustained him, and you just pick them off the trees and you boil them and you eat them, and even now when he was making all of the garden, the garden at Lolo's house and then the garden behind his house, he always included ampalaya leaves because that is what saved him, and he ate it all the time. But it just how everything was, he was so poor, but everything he used, he never wasted anything, and that's what he also instilled in us, is don't waste, whether it be food or a piece of wood or a piece of plastic that was you always
Everything.
use it. Yeah. And that's not, and his generation, not just him, but his whole generation that lived through the war and the Depression, you saved. And I used to get on to your Lolo and your Lola about saving plastic and all this, but I totally get it, where this comes from, this lifestyle. You have to
McDonald's,
all you Americans, all your
Caesars, cheesecake today. Oh, that's a good one.
good ones.
That's a good one. Save that one. I like that one.
Yeah, and everything that Joe Coy and all of the our generation kind of makes fun of. I mean, yeah, it's funny, but man, I mean that it was some hard times that they grew up in.
That's
serious.
serious. I mean, that's serious for them. No, I get it. I totally get it.
Like,
To you personally, as his first gen granddaughter.
well, DeSheila was his first gen granddaughter.
Okay, second gen. Oh, wait a minute. Wait, was she?
Was she the first gen?
The second. Second. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. So besides Sheila, what to you made him stand out from others?
Stand out from others, like his kindness.
Yeah.
So Grandpa was always so welcoming and so kind to other people, even people that I thought, I don't know that you deserve that, but he never saw it that way. He said everyone deserved a chance, everybody deserved a second chance, everybody deserved to be heard and listened to. Not that you have to be okay with what they did, but you have to guide. That's another thing he always said, guide your kids. Like you guys, when I was raising you guys, he's like, just guide them. And I would be upset about something that you guys did, and he's like, just guide them. They're gonna make mistakes, but just keep guiding them. And so
God knows, he knows I've made a lot.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But those ring true. Like he was always so accepting and loving of everybody that came across to his home. And that's, he was he was always so welcoming and so forgiving. Like, people would use his house with Grandma and both Grandma and Auntie Delia. Like, anytime people had problems, they came to Grandpa. Marital problems, they came to Grandpa and they stayed up in the upper rooms and stayed for a while until the wives let him come back home. You know, if they were in legal problems, they came to Grandpa for advice. If they had money problems, they came to Grandpa for what little funds that he could offer. And he never supported them, but he said, I will help you, but you've got to get back on your feet. And people were so...
You ain't staying here forever, bruh.
Yeah, he's like, you can't stay here forever unless you start paying rent. But he got them back on their feet. He and Grandma were, the parents that a lot of them don't have here. They had to leave a lot of their parents back in the Philippines or across the country. They came here for work. So he was the patriarch and she was the matriarch. They were the parents of this small community of Filipinos here. And so he was just always kind, listening, offered whatever help that he could, and just very supportive. And it made me realize when he was like that to other people, it made me realize that people deserve support and to be heard and a second chance. You don't just cast them out. And not just Filipinos, but a lot of Americans that he met.
Everyone.
He always gave them a helping hand. Support.
No, you're right. Lent them a hand. You lent them a hand. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
that's right. That's right.
4 years ago, we lost him, and with him, an entire century of memories. But a life like his doesn't really end. No, it lives on. In the family he built, the values he passed down, and the stories we continue to tell. He wasn't just a man who lived to 103. He was proof that even from nothing, a life can become something extraordinary.